The KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Congratulations to the UCLA women's basketball team. They overcame a 14-point deficit in the fourth quarter to beat USC for the Big Ten Conference Tournament Championship. Final score, 72-67. First conference title for UCLA in women's basketball since 2006. 17 points and 4 steals for Bruin center Lauren Betts. Juju Watkins led USC with 29 points. Both teams should get a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. The Lakers will be without LeBron for at least 2 weeks. LeBron has a groin injury. The last time LeBron had this issue, he missed 17 games last season. The Lakers are at Brooklyn tonight. Kawhi Leonard's hook shot at the buzzer lifted the Clippers to a 111-110 win over Sacramento in overtime. Third straight win for the Clippers. Wide receiver Devontae Adams, a 6-time Pro Bowler, will be in a Rams uniform next season. Adams signed a 2-year deal worth $46 million. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, this is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and for over 20 years, Parkside Economic Development Corporation has served Leimert Park and surrounding communities, empowering tomorrow's leaders and changing lives. Parkside EDC has awarded over $400,000 in college scholarships while sharing economic principles of the Big Five of money with students and their families. Parkside EDC partners with organizations like the Brotherhood Crusade to assure our youth have the financial acumen to succeed. Parkside EDC provides families and businesses with financial insights, offering free online, on-site, and on-air B-Warp presentations. The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Programs helps our community acquire, sustain, and pass down legacy wealth. High school seniors can apply for this year's scholarship awards at parksideedc.org. Scholarships will be awarded at Parkside EDC's Gospel/Jazz Brunch on Sunday, April the 27th. For details, tickets, or donations, please visit parksideedc.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
A new day is on the horizon.
Who paved the way for the leaders of today? An untold number of remarkable women, known and unknown, who shaped our past and continue to inspire our future in every field of human endeavor, education, civil rights, technology, and more. Celebrating Women's History Month, we are KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Yes, Saharah Ali will be joining us for our Mindful Monday momentarily. we don't want to spring forward. we do not want to spring forward. Yes, call me an ingrate. Can you just leave our clock alone and let it be what it is? But in any case, I want to take this moment to personally invite you to the Los Angeles chapter of Black Lives Matter Grassroots, which is BLMLA, their celebration. If you haven't been, you should come. I am the MC, and it is the perfect vibration for a Mindful Monday because we're celebrating divine femininity. It's a reclamation and a celebration of the life and the essence and the beauty of Breonna Taylor and all Black women. That's why it's called Black Women Are Divine. I was going to wear my Black Women Are Divine shirt today. I forgot. In order of Queen Yonajaha. We'll chalk that one up to daylight slavings also. But look, it's going to be next Sunday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Lunch is served. It's free. There are giveaway like these swag bags of really cool stuff. I got so many lotions and hair things last time. There is like a massage tent. There was, I think, I'm not sure what they're having this year, but we had acupuncture, life coaching, and then live classes like dance classes and stretching, and there's dancing, and Aloe Black, who is a great artist with a new album out. So it's going to be fun. It's all at the park at the summit. It's called Norman O. Houston Park. I call it the pot smoking park, but it's the park at the top of the hill. You see people training dogs and things there. In any case, it's there, but there's parking and a shuttle because there's not good parking at that particular facility. So go to blmgrassroots.org or go to BLM Los Angeles website or the BLM LA Instagram, and you can get the info on how to connect with the parking and all of that good stuff. I am going to be there all day, hanging out and emceeing. So we will see you there. I can't wait to connect with you. It's a beautiful celebration also of Women's History Month and Black women. And there's a child's village, so you can bring your kids. Someone will watch them. Usually last year we had some Latino women and white women that were affiliated with various organizations. Some were students that were watching the kids at the children's village so the Black women could relax and be pampered. Such a lovely, lovely vibe. Yes, and men are invited too. Okay, so when we come forward, we are going to have our Mindful Monday with yoga teacher, meditation instructor, sound bath expert, and life coach, Saharah Ali. Get ready. Get out your meditation pillow. If you're in the car, don't close your eyes, but be ready to relax. All that is next on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance, but Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
A new day is on the horizon.
Who paved the way for the leaders of today? An untold number of remarkable women, known and unknown, who shaped our past and continue to inspire our future in every field of human endeavor, education, civil rights, technology, and more. Celebrating Women's History Month, we are KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, not to be dramatic, but you should smell this. It smells so good.
Whoa, that's quite the reaction to mixing and matching Gain scents. Let's hear another from Ashley, who mixed Gain products and went,
I'm so excited.
yes, you are. What about you, Isaiah?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And Emily summed it up like so.
It is just chef's kiss.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Mix, match, more happy with Gain.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
It's time to set our intentions, set our self-care, and find our focus. This is Mindful Mondays with Saharah Ali on KBLA Talk 1580.
And what an honor to have Saharah Ali, who is the creator of a whole system of yoga, the Saji Yoga. She is a meditation instructor, a life coach, numerologist, astrologer, sound healer, and sound bath specialist. And it is time now for Mindful Monday with Saharah Ali. Welcome, Saharah.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning, KBLA family. Welcome to Mindful Monday, where we get our minds right for the week by setting positive intentions to honor our mind and body through meditation, prayer, and affirmation as we step unapologetically into our week, being on purpose with faith, power, wisdom, and truth. There's a full moon lunar eclipse on Friday in Virgo, supporting a shift in consciousness, enhancing spiritual balance, yielding opportunities to expand our inner vision, releasing what's no longer serving us. Communication is vital during this Virgo full moon opposition. It's opposite the Sun, Saturn, and Neptune, and square Jupiter and Gemini. I know that's a lot. And it's initiating introspection and renewal, challenging all of us to reframe our lives, looking deeper within, breaking free from old patterns to embrace the unknown. It's a time to take inventory. It's a time to be honest with ourselves and others, re-examining our intentions and our expectations. We benefit by knowing the mind is our tool of survival, an instrument that allows us to understand, discover, and evolve. The call to action is to put our mind and will to focus on the manifestation of what we want, not what we don't want. Gaining insight and power by reframing emotional betrayal, using emotional management, honoring our sense of self-worth. Under this Virgo full moon planetary parade, the question is, are you leveling up? Are you living your full potential? Are you standing in your power? Or are you giving your power away based on a pain body conditioned response or some old emotional habits? This Virgo full moon lunar eclipse is asking us to release our pain body stories, to embrace truth, and to be unapologetic in our greatness. During this time of spiritual evolution, it is so important for us to keep our eyes single, to stay in our power, to know our will to be done, not the illusions around us. So going forward, let's unpack and anchor our power with our KBLA Mindful Monday meditation. So mindfully bring your awareness to your breath right here, right now, and get centered. Inhale and exhale, relax, and be on purpose in this moment, opening your heart. Take this time to be here now and connect to your inner spirit. Now just breathe. Breathe and relax, calming your mind, calming your body. Just relax and release. And breathe in love from the Most High. And feel that light of love within you. And then exhale. Call on your angels. Call on your ancestors as we surrender all aspects of our life to the wholeness within. Sit with that. Are you connecting to the wholeness within? Just breathe, relax, and center. And now inhale. And be here right now, ready to receive clarity of purpose, clarity of your power and your truth. Now exhale and allow your outer vision to match the unconditional love in the world behind your eyes, that wisdom within. Just breathe, relax, let go, and center yourself. Connect to that wisdom within. And now inhale, calling on your soul's wisdom, asking yourself, how can I level up to my fullest potential, to my purpose? Exhale, relax, and listen with an open heart to your inner knowingness, that truth that guides all of us. Inhale, receiving insight, connecting to love, faith, and truth in your life, your wholeness. And exhale, releasing all obstructions to divine guidance. Let go and breathe. Just breathe. And now inhale, committing to doing and being unapologetically progressive in your consciousness and on purpose with your truth. Exhale, promising yourself to welcome self-empowerment, celebrating your wholeness, your wisdom, and your purpose. Now just breathe normal and allowing yourself to feel integrated, to feel the wholeness within. Breathe, quieting your mind, relaxing your body, and embracing the wisdom of your soul, connecting to your ancestors. And allow yourself to open your heart, open your mind to receive our Mindful Monday affirmation for the week. Just breathe and relax and take in your power and your light. Our Mindful Monday affirmation: today with grace, I unapologetically accept the gifts of my life's purpose, receptive to the Most High's will to be done. Today with grace, I unapologetically accept the gifts of my life's purpose, receptive to the Most High's will to be done. Today with grace, I unapologetically accept the gift of my life's purpose, receptive to the Most High's will to be done. Give yourself permission to embrace your purpose and to receive the divine guidance from the Most High. And know that there's a power greater than us unfolding magic and miracles despite the dynamics that are going on. Connect to that world behind your eyes and trust your purpose and trust the Most High's will to be done. Thank you, Dominique. Have a smiley, Miles, and the 1580 KBLA family. Have an unapologetically mindful full moon, Mercury Retro-shade blessed week, because Mercury's in Retro-shade and that's next week.
Okay,
We'll talk about that.
so the Retro-shade is on already now?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so it means we're moving into Mercury retrograde. And then we got
Right.
this whole Virgo train wreck on Friday. I know you don't like to put things in such negative terms, but when I heard you say it, I was like, I don't want to come out of the house because it sounds so judgy. Full moon in Virgo with all those planets. I'm like, maybe I'll just stay in my pajamas.
Yeah, but with the Mercury retrograde, it's like rediscovery. It's like resetting something. It's like it's like doing intervals in a workout, and on a U-turn when you're traveling back home because you forgot your cell phone. Mercury retrograde gives us opportunity to clean up and reset and fix the loose ends. And the same with this eclipse. The gift is we can finish what we started with clarity and integrate all the gifts and lessons that we've learned over the past 3 weeks that Mercury's going to go retrograde. And then, it's a gift from the universe asking you if what you're chosen is really going to support the wellness and the wholeness of your highest good.
That's why we love you so much, because you always put things into perspective. But this retrograde, you always talk about the retro-shade, which is for a ways leading up to, and I understand it'll last to April 6th, and then you have the retro-shade on the other side. I know you said we'll talk about that next week, but I feel like with everything that's going on in the country and in the world, and folks, people are really stressed out. what I notice with the Virgo energy is that we can also not just pick at others, I can be very extra self-critical, which is tough in these times when we're already a little stressy. So,
well, the eclipse is inviting us to release any beliefs that we are not good enough. It's allowing us to know our worth and to connect to our innate wisdom and to know that we have earned the place of where we are. And so it's important to be present with our power. So it's time to spend some time trusting the wisdom within yourself and stop allowing yourself to be emotionally disturbed by the chaos in the world at this time. It's time to be bold and unapologetic, accepting your gifts, accepting your purpose, and being receptive to the Most High's will to be done. That's why we have this affirmation this week. We cannot give our power to the unfoldment of history and exposure of the ignorance that exists in the system of which we have all been under for so many years. There's a rebirth of everything. Like I said, like we have Pluto in Aquarius, and we haven't had this since 1776. When you think about all the chaos that was going on then, and we also have some planets moving that haven't been there since 1886. So it's like a revolution. And so part of building the collective consciousness that we need, we have to see the chaos so that we can choose the truth. We have to not give our power to the chaos and be empowered. And so I'm trying to tell people it's cool to know what's going on, but it's also even cooler to remember your power, to remember your purpose, and do what's necessary to stay centered and grounded and know what your wisdom is and be divinely guided. Like the Most High not watching this, really?
Yeah,
like the universe doesn't know what's going on, really?
Well, and also I feel like that's one of the things I love about astrology too, is that when you know there's going to be some intensity, you can prepare yourself. You can, not put so much pressure
the weather.
on. Yeah, it's like the weather.
Hey, you're going to have rain tomorrow, get your raincoat.
And eclipse is intense energy, right? An eclipse is always intense energy.
Well, you think about an eclipse, the even word eclipse, that means something is coming together to bring a shadow. And so this eclipse is saying, okay, we're going to stop for a moment. We're going to reframe everything. We're going to shift something, and the universe is aligning in a way to give you energy so that you can eclipse something in your life that is not serving you. And it's in Virgo, and Virgo is the mind, it's the mental, it's the picky part, but it is the version of truth, but Virgo, without Virgo, we wouldn't have cleanliness. We wouldn't have structure. We wouldn't have, we wouldn't analyze. And so, and it's the
all good things.
And the sun and the Pisces sun is like, okay, so that opposition is like in Pisces is our spiritual truth. It is the innate wisdom. It is what allows us to believe. So is your intellectual process eclipsing your spiritual truth? Are you willing to embrace your spiritual truth and stop overanalyzing the reality of what's going on? Let's pick up your power and step into your innate wisdom and navigate from there instead of emotional management or emotional disturbance. What is your truth? Where do you stand in your wholeness? And granted, I understand there are people who are suffering. I'm working with the fire people, and we are afraid. We are afraid about everything that's going on. But, even though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we will fear no evil, but we know that God is with us. People feel, the feeling is like the Most High is not available. It's like this is where you go and get the Most High and know that the Most High is available.
The Most High is always available, yeah. That's
always available.
That's the whole thing about God. That's the great thing about God.
Always available. And instead of cursing this craziness, let's bless this craziness and call in the light, because it's not our truth.
Yeah.
It is not our truth. This is not our truth. And so there's a restructure. There's some navigation that has to be done. There's change that has to happen. And so we have change agents that are in the light, and we have change agents that are in the dark. And so if the dark change agent looks more powerful than the change agents in the light, then we are doomed, because we cannot give the dark our power.
Yeah.
Let them do whatever they're going to do, because it's their own demise. Time will tell. The planets don't lie.
Well, and back to the actual moon itself, the space.com is calling it full blood worm moon total lunar eclipse, which sounds like a movie. But it's really the moon going into the Earth's shadow, right? Speaking of shadows.
Right.
And
right.
all
it's
of these
alignment.
And all of these moons have names. Right? You're always telling me it's the hunter harvest such and such a moon. I'm like, oh, okay. Like they all have names. It's not a reason to be afraid.
But those names came from the Indians. The name came from the indigenous people who live by the lunar aspect. The blood hunter moon is because this is an awakening. We're getting ready to go to spring. And so this is like a full moon that brings light. And so the wolf awakes and then goes out with the prey and they go hunting for the food to get ready because this is the last round of some winter animals because they go away because spring is coming. So we're springing forward. So this is the Indians. All the moons came from the indigenous people who lived on the land, who understood the cycles of the universe and an alignment of the planets in the sky. We're the only ones driving around in our car and our cell phone not looking at the sky and say what the sky is saying.
Well, can we do both?
Yeah, I do both. I live by both. And so it allows me to share insight to support the changes that are going on to give us, like Mercury's we're in Mercury Retro-shade. So like right now in Mercury Retro-shade, this is time to get together and get everything together before Mercury goes retrograde. And so the whole thing is like, okay, what do we do in a Mercury Retro-shade? Well, we shed light on those places. We get going with the things we've been procrastinating with. We have those hard conversations before Mercury goes retrograde so we know what's going on, and we start tying up those loose ends. Because when Mercury goes retrograde, we're going to redo, rethink, reevaluate, refocus, and things are going to come back around again for us to decide, well, who do I want to be in this situation?
Yeah.
This choice that I made, is it really working for me? Let me rethink this choice that I made so that I can, when it goes direct, that I can be clear in what I'm dealing with. And the whole cool thing about Mercury Retro-shade, people show themselves. So you believe people when they tell you who they are. So if they throwing shade on you now, you say, thank you, Mercury Retro-shade. I'll put some light on this and I'm out.
Yeah. Well said. Saharah Ali, thank you for chopping it up with me and expanding on that. If you want to get a reading, you can call her assistant Elise at 213-628-9783, or you want a private yoga session or a sound bath for your occasion. Other than that, go to SaharahAli.com and you'll find out where she's teaching yoga, meditation, sound bath, and the like. All right, we ready? We're ready for this week, Saharah. Thank you. Now it's news, traffic, and sports, and then I invite you to call me, KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Palestinian activist Mahmoud Khalil is missing after being arrested by ICE agents who claimed his student visa was revoked. Khalil, who was on a green card, was reportedly moved to an ICE facility, but his location is unknown. Authorities in Texas will not press charges against Black Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy after his arrest on an assault charge, citing a baseless allegation and a lack of evidence. The Arkansas State Senate passed a bill requiring annual firearm safety instruction in public schools, aiming to educate students on reacting to insecure firearms. Courses will be developed with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. And Dwayne Wiggins, co-founder of 90s R&B group Tony, has passed away at the age of 64 from bladder cancer. He was the lead singer and guitarist. The band praised his impactful life and music. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Is this the title? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Congratulations to the UCLA women's basketball team. They overcame a 14-point deficit in the fourth quarter to beat USC for the Big Ten Conference Tournament Championship. Final score, 72-67. First conference title for UCLA in women's basketball since 2006. 17 points and 4 steals for Bruin center Lauren Betts. Juju Watkins led USC with 29 points. Both teams should get a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. The Lakers will be without LeBron for at least 2 weeks. LeBron has a groin injury. The last time LeBron had this issue, he missed 17 games last season. The Lakers are at Brooklyn tonight. Kawhi Leonard's hook shot at the buzzer lifted the Clippers to a 111-110 win over Sacramento in overtime. Third straight win for the Clippers. Wide receiver Devontae Adams, a 6-time Pro Bowler, will be in a Rams uniform next season. Adams signed a 2-year deal worth $46 million. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
They say the hardest part of getting something done is getting started. Well, we did that 30 years ago when California first took on the tobacco industry. Now, smoking is down 60%, lung cancer 42%. A couple of our cities have already ended tobacco sales. A California without big tobacco isn't just possible, it's already happening. See our progress at undo.org.
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to announce that, like George and Weezy,
we're moving on now.
Earlier this year, we were named a semi-finalist for the American Climate Leadership Awards 2025. Wait for it. Wait for it.
You ready?
KBLA Talk 1580 was recently selected as one of 10 finalists being considered for this prestigious award. Hundreds of organizations, institutions, and even cities were nominated in the selection process. But KBLA Talk 1580 has made it to the finals. You're invited to watch live on Wednesday, April 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central, as Eco America announces the winner and the runner-up, awarding over $200,000 in prize money. To watch live, just go to ecoamerica.org to register and attend the online ceremony. That's ecoamerica.org. Don't miss the presentation of the American Climate Leadership Awards 2025, Wednesday, April 16th, and wish us luck. Caring about the climate, caring about the community, changing the conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
You are, and we're glad that you're here. And if you want to weigh in, 800-920-1580. I know lots of you like to hang out in our YouTube chat at KBLA 1580 on YouTube and talk there. You can also hit me up on any other social media platform. We are at KBLA 1580 everywhere. And my personal one is DiPrima Radio, DiPrima, and then radio. So you're invited in every hour, as usual. And looking forward next hour to speaking with historian and political scientist Dr. James Lance Taylor, who can help us unpack everything from Selma to Selma to Silly, all that's happening out in D.C. right now. So I think that hopefully we're starting to see the fraying of the MAGA Trump agenda plan. I mean, it's incredible how quickly these folks are moving in implementing their agenda. and it's incredible how much damage they've been able to do in a very short time. But we're starting to see some fraying around the edges. So, for example, the meeting last week with Marco Rubio and the cabinet members, where apparently Rubio was going off because Elon Musk is just firing people, randomly firing people, because, he's on his whole chainsaw dance with no analysis, no understanding, no data of who's doing what, firing, folks. And then if you're trying to get through on the phone, please continue trying. We're having a little technical challenge right now, but we will definitely be wanting to hear from you this morning at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. That is the number to call. Please do not give up. As I said, we're having some technical challenges right now. So this thing that Saharah said in the context of astrology, but which I have been saying in the political realm, which is they are overreaching. They are drastically and wildly overreaching on their agenda. And as a result of that, people are starting to get more and more angry. And although the mainstream press continues to ignore it, folks are actually protesting. And all across the country, that continues. So House Republicans now have unveiled a bill to keep the federal agencies running through September, because we are once again at the brink of another government shutdown. It's a 99-page bill that would boost defense spending, which we really don't need to do, but cuts a non-defense spending. But, they're trying to cut back to 2024 levels. That is something Dems probably won't agree to. They have till midnight Friday to get this done. Otherwise, there will be a partial government shutdown. They're planning to vote on this tomorrow, even though the Dems are not on board, but they have majorities in both houses. So even though they're tiny majorities, I think they're planning on trying to just bulldoze this thing through Congress, and we'll see. I don't know that they can do it because their majority is very, very thin. Just like they do not have a mandate, as Congressman Green said, they do not have a mandate. Folks initially said that because they looked at the map and saw a lot of red. So there was a 1.3 million vote difference, which is nothing. It's very thin in an election of this size. And with a few of those swing states going the other way, 100,000 votes could have made the difference in this election. So it is not a mandate. They are acting as if it is a mandate. They are bulldozing down people's jobs, closing departments, and doing way too much. And I think they've overreached really quickly. It's giving Emperor Trump and people, even some people within the close circle of this White House, are not on board with this, not to mention the rest of the world and the American people. Folks are starting to boycott American products. By folks, I mean other countries. Canada's saying they're not going to put that American whiskey and other items back on the shelves until we have a long-term deal in place to address the tariffs. And they may never go back to the same levels they were at, because they say they are not going to put themselves in this position again to be at the mercy of American commerce. And that's the Trump trade war already kicking in. Farmers are going to start to feel the pressure, which means your food will feel the pressure. Food prices have not come down, and nothing is going to make them come down amid tariffs. I mean, it's just not going to happen. It makes everything more expensive, and we, the American people, pay for that, including the fact that we're in the middle of a bird flu epidemic where the farms have been ordered, if you see one case of bird flu, you have to kill all of your chickens. That means millions and millions, actually hundreds of millions of chickens have been offed because of bird flu. And those are the animals, the beings that bring you your eggs because, you know, which came first, the chicken or the egg? In this case, it's the chicken. And the eggs ain't coming because the chickens are being bumped off to stop the spread of bird flu, while the president and the MAGA, New Confederate Republican Party, lays off scientists who work to fight the bird flu. See how this circle goes? The trade war is real. China started imposing what they call retaliatory tariffs today. It is what it sounds like. You did it to me, I'm retaliating. I'm doing it back to you. So that means chicken, wheat, and corn going into China will now face tariffs, which means it's going to cost more for Chinese consumers, which means they'll buy less. That is bad for American farmers of wheat, corn, and chicken. And we produce more food than we can eat, which is why we export it. And so, as Enrique Roig, formerly an assistant secretary in the State Department, said last week on this show, now you have food rotting on ships in ports while people are starving in Africa and Latin America because the cuts to USAID has made it impossible to move those items because the people that did that work don't have jobs now. And the people that were receiving those items in other countries are now losing their jobs. So it's not that easy to put the genie back in the bottle. The S&P down more than 500 was down more than 1.5% this morning. Mr. Art of the Deal is tanking the economy. A pretty decent and robust one, I would add, that he inherited from Biden. Not a perfect one, but a pretty good one. Unemployment was way down. The inflation was the problematic part, but it was starting to level off. And now we are getting a study in how quickly one bad administration, one bad blueprint for the future of America, i.e. Project 2025, can quickly screw up a decent economy. And what Trump called it, I think, a glitch or a bump. Elon was more honest. He called it pain for the American consumer. Not pain for the American billionaire. Not for Bezos. Not for Musk. Not for Trump. Not for Thiel. Pain, not for Patrick Soon-Shiong. Pain for you and for me. It's a perfect time to call me, 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DiPrima for Unapologetically Outspoken, KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Looking for a purposeful and passionate way to make a difference in your community? Volunteer with our Senior Medicare Patrol and help prevent Medicare fraud. SMP volunteers work in their community, educating peers about healthcare fraud and how to prevent and detect it. Free training starts soon. Check us out online or at an SMP open house near you. We're on a mission to stop fraud. Join our team. You make a difference. Visit caSMPvolunteer.org. Protect yourself from Medicare card scams. Scammers may call, email, or even knock on your door claiming they need your Medicare info, asking for money or threatening to cancel your benefits. Don't fall for it. It's a scam. Remember, Medicare doesn't need to verify your information. They already have it. Medicare won't charge you for a new card and will never threaten to cancel benefits. Check your Medicare statements for suspicious charges and report scams to the California Senior Medicare Patrol at 1-855-613-7080. We're here to help. LA property owners, join us to house more veterans. By accepting veteran housing vouchers, you will receive guaranteed rent while providing a stable and safe home that will make a difference in their lives. Help house our heroes. Expedited processing and dedicated support for property owners is available because every veteran deserves a place to call home. Email houseourvets@lacity.org, houseourvets@lacity.org for more information.
We've got a lot to talk about. Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, a.k.a. the voice of reason, encouraging you to join me weekdays from 7 to 9 p.m. for the world's most intriguing relationship radio roundtable. Every night, I facilitate and encourage our loyal listeners to participate in the most engaging relationship discussions you'll hear anywhere. So make it a point to rendezvous with me, Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trust me, your relationships will never be the same. The VOR is on fire tonight.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
Yeah, well, I a lot of times I hate to say I told you so. I'm really hating. I'm not one of these people who's like, yay, let's watch the FAFO phase. Yay, I'm so happy to see, white women finding out they're losing their jobs under DEI. Yay, I'm so happy to see that Latinos who voted for Trump are being deported. That's not me. I don't sit there and delight in their pain, but I am happy to say I told you so about this dumb LA Times AI bias-o-meter thing that the billionaire, South African-born billionaire who owns that, the paper of record for LA, implemented. Apparently, the tool, as they call it, did a rating to an article about the anniversary of the KKK members being kicked off the Anaheim City Council by the people. And the AI rated that article, I think, left-leaning, and made some citations that gave people the impression that the tool was supporting the KKK. Now, the writer has a column saying, that writer is Gustavo Arellano, saying, well, that the journalists jumped to conclusions. The AI tool wasn't really supporting the KKK. Well, I know you want to keep your job, Mr. Arellano, so you're not really going to go off on your boss. But apparently the brouhaha, because this became a whole national scandal, saying that the AI tool was supporting the Klan, apparently that has caused the LA Times to pull that AI article analysis tool off of their site for now. I'm sure it will return, but for now it is a thing of the past. They'll probably do some tweaking or whatever. So apparently the AI said, did links to articles critical of the KKK and said local historical accounts occasionally frame the 1920s Klan as a product of white Protestant culture, responding to societal changes rather than an explicitly hate-driven movement. What? It's triangular slave trade. Arellano argues that the next phrase, minimizing its ideological threat, is key to understanding that the AI was not defending the KKK. I don't know that I agree with that, but I get it. You still work for the Times. You don't want folks to cancel their subscriptions. And I can see the nuance of your point. The AI is saying, well, this allowed them to minimize it. But it's printing that. It's calling your article left, which it's surely not. And your comment that, folks in OC didn't think it was important enough to commemorate the demise of KKK members on the actual city council there. In any case, I'm glad to see it go. And if it comes back, whether it comes back better or worse, the fact that people are now going to be scrutinizing this thing on steroids, that to me is all good news. I love it when bad ideas and evildoers, self-destruct. That's always good. Let's go to Jeanette calling us from Inglewood. Good morning, Jeanette.
Good morning, Dominique. Thank you for taking my call. So for Black History Women's Month, I want to focus on 5 Black women who ran for president. In 1968, Charlene Mitchell. 72, Shirley Chisholm. 88 and 92, Lenora Falani. 2008, Cynthia McKinney. And 2024, Kamala Harris, who won. And I say this
you
for the
feel
same
like
reason.
she won, huh?
Who she won. And I say this for the same reason that most people think. And also, there was one time in that election when Trump was afraid that he was losing. So when Biden said that he wasn't going to run, and then Trump said, no, I'm supposed to be running against Biden. He was so afraid for a while. But then Musk, he came into the picture and said that anybody can be hacked. And for me, that's when I started seeing the change. And I believe at the very end, something was hacked, something was done, and that's why we keep seeing these lower and lower numbers of what he won by. So that's what I believe. Now, with that, what I do is I make confessions, and part of it is that the hackers are revealed and what happened is also revealed. And I just want to be clear. When I say that I make confessions, I mean that I say things every day. I put it on a loop so that it can stay out there in the atmosphere, because I believe the atmosphere will shift when we speak. So it's whether you saying something positive or negative, what you do or don't want, I believe it happens in a person's life. So that's my faith speaking. And I had a friend, she asked me, well, what's going to matter if, we find out that she won? Well, for me, it can stop them doing this again in local elections and even the next presidential election. So that's what I do.
I think that's true. And we know prayer works. I mean, not just because we know it works, but because actually there's been studies on it. Prayer works.
Exactly.
And that's one of the reasons why Saharah Ali is always telling us to focus on what we want, not what we don't want. It makes my job tricky. I try to report the news and make us up on what's happening and what we need to be aware of, but also to focus on our ability, our action, our activism, our prayer, our joy, and our progress, so that we know what's going on, but we still find a way to focus on what we want rather than becoming discouraged. My theory is, Jeanette, that this whole issue of whether or not Elon Musk manipulated the votes, not just Elon Musk, Peter Thiel and all the tech bros, billionaires, we don't have proof of it. I believe it will come out, but I think it won't come out until after he's no longer in office, when it'll be too late, except for to look back and historically say, wow, we could have avoided all this damage. But the fact of the matter is, even if they didn't do computer manipulation, the voter suppression alone, right? The purging of voter rolls from Black and Latino voters, the removal of voting sites in counties throughout the South, and voting drop boxes. The criminalization of people who are trying to vote as a warning sign to others, like the jailing of some people for voting supposedly illegally just because they were mistaken and didn't understand some procedure they had to do or whatever. These things are really the true story of how this election was stolen. And, all of the people that were purged off the voter rolls that should have voted, that should have been able to vote, young people, black people, Latino people, Asian people, that would have easily made up, I've seen a couple studies, in fact, I'm trying to get this one guy on the show to talk about it, would have easily made up that 1.3 million plus that Harris needed to win. So we know they cheat, whether it's directly hacking vote machines or whether it's just hacking elections through mis and disinformation and voter suppression, not to mention gerrymandering and all the other shenanigans. So they, whether they hacked or they didn't hack, cheating went on. We have to be mindful of that when condemning our country and realize that had Kamala Harris had a normal window to even campaign, more than the 90 days that she had, she would have been president. She would have been president. But it's but that's not what happened. And here we are. And so I think you're right. We have to focus on what we want, not what we don't want, even while we are aware of what we do not want, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And Kay,
it does.
Keep on praying. Jeanette, not only are you our historian for Women's History Month and Black History Month, you're also apparently our prayer and conviction cheerleader. Although Molly Bell is the queen, Queen
right.
of Compton, straight out of Compton. She's the chief prayer warrior. I appreciate the conversation.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yes, thank you. You as well. So there's an international nonprofit organization which is dedicated to strengthening citizen action in civil society around the world. And for the first time ever, the United States has been added to their Monitor Watch list. This is a list which identifies countries that the Global Civil Rights Watchdog believes are currently experiencing a rapid decline in civic freedoms. In other words, descending into totalitarianism, dictatorship, fascism, oligarchy, and the like. They track civic freedoms in almost 200 countries. Other countries that have been on this watch list include El Salvador, United Arab Emirates, Zimbabwe, and Argentina. So it is quite an alarming development that the United States, for the first time ever, is on the 2025 watch list. The organization says the reason is, quote, the Trump administration's assault on democratic norms and global cooperation. Don't just put it on Trump. It's the whole doggone Republican Party. We'll be talking with Dr. James Lance Taylor, talking politics and global activities when we come forward after news, traffic, and sports. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Palestinian activist Mahmoud Khalil is missing after being arrested by ICE agents who claimed his student visa was revoked. Khalil, who was on a green card, was reportedly moved to an ICE facility, but his location is unknown. Authorities in Texas will not press charges against Black Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy after his arrest on an assault charge, citing a baseless allegation and a lack of evidence. The Arkansas State Senate passed a bill requiring annual firearm safety instruction in public schools, aiming to educate students on. And Dwayne Wiggins, co-founder of 90s R&B group Tony, has passed away at the age of 64 from bladder cancer. He was the lead singer and guitarist.